this is gonna sound really nerdy, but I need you to hear me out. I think more people need to copy success and study failure more. Here's what I mean. So many people get caught up in, well, I want to be an original, or I want to be, I don't want to do exactly what they do. But there's an expression: success leaves clues. And I was listening to, this is also going to sound cheesy, but I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he was talking about this whole burn the boats. Like, once you're all in, what happens? Once you're all in, what's your commitment level like? And it caught me, and I was like, well, like this concept of burning the boats, so that there's no turning back, right? If you want to storm the island, burn the boats once you're on land, so that there's no way you could, the troops have to attack. So on the flip side, there's this book called Black Box Thinking, and Black Box Thinking was powerful for me because airlines have such a low failure rate, but it's based on the fact that they study failure so intently, right? They have a black box, and every time there's a crash, they want to figure out exactly what happened so that it never happens again. One of the only industries to do this, right? Medicine doesn't do this. They don't study necessarily if something goes wrong in the hospital, what happened. They don't have this ability. So what do these two have in common? A lot. And what I mean by the commonalities here is that so many people are like, well, I don't want to be the next. Sure you do, right? Simply put, this Tony Robbins concept had me thinking about Gary Vaynerchuk, and then going back to Tony Robbins, there's a lot of similarities. And then when you realize that they hang out sometimes, you're like, oh, duh. Like, Gary followed Tony. Like, he paved the path for this motivational, this person who raises your blood pressure, raises your body temperature a little bit so that you get a little bit more wired, you pay attention a little bit more. And then what happens? A lot of people are like, well, yeah, I listen to Tony Robbins, or Tony Robbins and Gary Vaynerchuk are motivational speakers, right? So now all of a sudden this makes sense. And then so this whole concept of studying success, study them, copy them, do what they do, right? Don't be turned off. Like, take what you can from them, and then like learn from it, apply it. That's one. That's the studying the success. And then on the flip side, understand, like, when you're studying failure, why do businesses fail? Why do trainers fail? These are not topics that are covered a lot. But going back to the airlines, studying crashes from a black box. I mean, what a powerful yet sobering reminder. And so from a business standpoint, why do businesses fail? A lot of times businesses fail because ego gets in the way, because they weren't looking far ahead enough. They weren't doing the exact things that they needed to do that were necessary for the business to succeed. I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but it's just the commonality here is that people are afraid to study success because it's uncomfortable. In addition, people are afraid to be unoriginal when there's really no unoriginal idea. Like, think about it. Like, what is possibly original? Like, the next new boxing scene in New York City is this thing called Rumble. New? Come on, man. New? Burpees and punching a bag? Like, this guy named Billy Blanks? Like, this is not new, right? So it's just, they dress it up different. So be you, be yourself, but copy somebody. These are multi-million-dollar companies that are copying other people who have gone before, and all they're doing is they're adding their own flair. Now, are they going to be able to study why other businesses, why other trends have gone in and out and not been able to be successful? Who knows? Are they going to be the next company that ends up filing for bankruptcy, like Crunch did multiple times, like all these other companies did multiple times in the fitness industry? How they just poof disappeared, even though they had multiple New York Times articles, multiple PR stints in Men's Health and Women's Health. Is that going to happen? Who knows? Maybe they are the real thing. Maybe Rumble is going to change the world. Maybe they studied success and they studied why gym businesses fail. Who knows? But for somebody like me who studied success and failure, so studied why Tony Robbins and why Gary Vee are successful, and yet on the flip side, also studied why businesses fail. Why did Golds fail? Why did Bally's fail? Why did Crunch fail? Why did all these businesses fail, yet Equinox is still killing it? Good questions. You have to study both success, copy that, and then study failure. That's going to tell you a lot more about where you need to aim your target. That's it.